welcome back
Hello.
to another episode of Beyond the Desk. Chad here.
Amy here.
And so...
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but also we travel tomorrow.
It is time.
This place is a cluster right now, but we quite literally committed to making sure we did something before we leave and head back to the States. So, quick check-ins, yeah?
Yeah, quick check-ins.
Everything we went through, how
Yeah.
things are going with Sadie's stuff, all that good stuff.
Some pretty important information we'll cover at the very end about Sadie and what you have to do. Like, we know what to do to leave the United States to come to Colombia, and then there is a lot of stuff that you have to do in order to go back to the States. So that was a bit of a surprise.
And I think we'll call it regulation, but whatever. On
Yeah.
both the Colombian side in order to leave with a pet and the U.S. side in order to enter.
Mostly for the CDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly, which is for the United States.
Yeah. So a lot to do, but we can go through it. But we want to do kind of like a quick recap of what our trip was about. Thoughts, feels, all the stuff, yeah?
Well, I can tell you I don't want to leave. I absolutely love it here. We have had the best time.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to come back. So, yeah, highly suggest, even just for an 8-10 day trip, to come down to see. Oh my God, there's so much to do. There's so much to do. But I absolutely could live here.
Yeah.
No question.
So you want to start from the top?
Yeah, so the last time we talked, we were on about El Retiro and then also the coffee farm that we visited. The coffee farm and El Retiro, my two favorite things that we got to do here this trip. So highly, highly recommend those. But we also, my daughter came down for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's in her 20s, so they have so much energy. I remember
It was exhausting.
It was exhausting. But she had a really great time, and she also can't wait to come back. So we're super excited, hopefully to be able to purchase a home here.
She says, you guys need to buy it so that I can come a couple times a year.
Yeah, she wants to come down twice a year now. So the first thing we did with her, with Jorge, who we just love and adore, as you guys know, we went to Comuna 13. So Comuna 13, what a trip. We also did a Pablo Escobar museum, and this museum in particular is owned by Pablo's niece. So a little different, but it was really cool. Not a big museum, but a lot of history with the guide there. So that was really cool to learn more.
And they had access to a lot of stuff that only family members would
Exactly.
have. As opposed to some other museums where somebody has to be willing to give it up and donate it to a museum. So
and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and they went through and explained who the various people were. It was pretty in depth.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was really good. And then there was a restaurant at Comuna 13 that, oh my God, I had an entire fish, like the head and all. It came to me, and I had what did I have? The bandeja paisa? No, this was a different dish, but it was with fish. And I was trying to replicate what I had in El Retiro
right.
with the trout. Delicious. Still, what I had in El Retiro was the best Colombian food I've had yet. And I've had it like 5 times this whole trip, yeah.
Yeah, it's your
delicious.
go-to.
I love it. I really do love the Colombian food. And I didn't think I would. So after we did that, and that was a private tour, it was really through Comuna 13, it was amazing. We really had a good time. It was warm that day. We've had so much rain since we've been here, and it's cleared up over the past 2.5 weeks or so.
Yeah, it's almost like a delay of the
Yeah.
season change by, I don't know, about almost a whole month.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
But it was mild, and now it's just starting to warm up, and sunshine sticking around more, but it was fantastic that day.
We
Couldn't
had
have had a better day.
the storms that come through here, the thunderstorms are just unbelievable to watch and to hear. They're massive, a lot of them. It's beautiful to watch it come through the mountains. But then my daughter, Chad and I were so tired, we stayed home, and I had a meeting the next day. So my daughter went out with Jorge on a horseback riding tour, which was about 2.5 hours long. She had a ball. She had so much fun. They went through like a little creek and went through a really small local town probably about 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, pretty close.
It was really, really close. And so she had a great time there. And then the next day we went to Guatape, and we had...
That is not close.
that is not close. That's 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, so 2.5 hour drive out, and then there was a couple car accidents and traffic. So on the way back, we were in the car for almost 4 hours.
Yes, it was bad. They had to they shut down the whole tunnel, so it was a long time to get back.
It's a long trip, but worth it and a lot of fun. But definitely a long trip. So that one's going to take the entire day.
I mean, go one time, but for me, it was so touristy that I probably won't go back unless it's something different to do in Guatape, like at the lake or something.
Right.
Like a boat, something like that. But it was...
So you did some shopping. You got something for the house.
I did. I got a table runner,
Yeah.
handmade.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. I looked everywhere for a Colombian painting, but because it's so touristy in Guatape, they wanted massive amounts of money for, a painting. So
And I don't think Guatape is what we wanted to paint.
it's not. Yeah, they didn't
We
have
wanted
what I
more
really wanted.
Medellin
Medellin feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I probably personally won't go back to Guatape, like I said, unless it's for a personal reason. Excuse me, Sadie's. She just ate a toilet paper roll. Ate the whole thing.
Jeez.
That's her favorite toy. And then, so that's what we did, in a few days' time. It was really a lot of fun, but I think the best part was watching my daughter have so much fun and get, something checked off her bucket list. She went to Cartagena like 2 years ago, I guess.
Right.
But Medellin is just so different. The weather, to me, is better. Lot more to do.
Her expression when we went to a restaurant called Yaki Chan's, which is a
In Provenza.
Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
So sushi, but also ramen. She loved that area.
She-
That was
yeah,
her
poblado.
speed as a 20-something. Which it's not that it's not ours, but we're just not nightlife people. We
don't do that anymore.
And there was, there's clubs, there's bars, there's restaurants, and it's just a walkable, it's very nightlife kind of area. Should we check on her?
Yeah, she seems to be okay.
Okay.
Oh, Sadie. And so the Colombian food, that's what I wanted to talk about next.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So being from North Carolina, I grew up on pinto beans and cornbread and eggs and bacon and whatever. Like the chorizo here, wow. This was right up my alley. And then also the people. The Paisa people are so kind and so nice, so helpful. We've made friends here. We actually are having dinner with them tonight.
Yep.
And we had lunch with them Sunday afternoon at Viva Envigado, the mall there.
Yep.
So just really such a blessing to have been able to make friends while here. I know typically that can be a little difficult, they say, but we really haven't had a problem with that.
Because of you, you'll talk to anybody.
I am a little bit of an extrovert.
You'll make friends with all the people.
Well, I want to get to know the culture and to know them and,
Yeah.
practice my Spanish. And anyway, we just have had a wonderful, wonderful time here. So we're going to go have pizza tonight, our favorite pizza spot at Zona Sur.
Say bye to our friends up there who are
Yeah.
working and taking great care of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to have lunch there in a minute.
And Andrea.
And Andrea,
say bye to her.
she's so cool. She doesn't know any English.
3 words.
3 words.
Hello, goodbye.
How are you? That's 5 words. But yeah,
But it feels like you have full conversations with her.
I do. I can't.
Yeah.
Somehow we're able to connect and talk. She's so cool.
Yeah.
And we potentially already have an apartment for next year, no Airbnb. So a lot cheaper, bigger, nicer, here in this same building.
Literally 30% less.
Yeah.
And an additional, I think it was 10 meters squared. And we went and looked at it. We could tell the difference.
Yeah,
Similar
sat on
layout.
the beds.
Yeah. Very important to check. For 3 months, you need to have a comfortable sleep.
Yeah.
And you're limited on what you're able to do to try and get that.
Right.
Like you're not going to go and buy a mattress just for 3 months, right? So you kind of are stuck with what you
Right,
got.
and it's on the front side of the building, so it's a lot cooler. We get the afternoon sun over here, and it can just be blistering hot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, a lot of positives. So yeah, we'll see. We may or may not do that, but at least we do have such an amazing
We have a
option.
great option.
Yeah.
We'll keep Jorge keeping his eyes open of if there's a spot in Envigado, because
Yeah.
that's essentially where we'd like to end up. But if we can also rent there and start exploring the area more, then we'll know from experience,
Yeah.
not just the pass-throughs and occasional drop-ins. So that would be like the ideal. But we do have a great option here that is very budget-friendly.
Yeah, and now that we've been here longer and we know so much more, and working with Jorge, he's going to be helping us, you know, potentially continue to look at neighborhoods and find the place that's right for us, because, you know, retiring here way down the road, you know, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
And we want to have a place that suits us and a place where we can have family, you know, come down even when we're not here. So, and the last thing I wanted to talk about, holy guacamole, was Sadie. So I have now, she has a veterinarian here, and Veronica is her name. She is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She came here to the apartment
7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning and took care of all of Sadie's paperwork. And when I say all, it's everything.
It's not just like fill out the paperwork. She also did the submissions for us.
For this, to the CDC, to the Colombian government, like all of it.
All you had to do was upload. No, you didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to do anything but show up.
Yeah.
She had a gentleman drop off a binder or a folder of all of her paperwork, signed, T's crossed, I's dotted, everything done, delivered it to the door, to our door. That I was shocked.
Yeah.
Like just the thoroughness
And the care,
and
like-
the care.
Yeah, just genuine. I'm in this practice because it matters.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've definitely interacted with some people in the U.S. where that is not the case. Like that ethic, that core value just isn't there like it used to be. But here, everybody does everything with such passion and care for their customer, but also their love of what they do. All the way from the person who's taking care of your food order, all the way up to your doctors and veterinarians. It's just like this.
And I've heard different, you know, in different videos of the customer service and things like that. Like you have to, you know, the hand gestures are very important here.
Yeah.
In the car. You know, if somebody comes to wash your windshield because they need money, you just do like this, and then so no, and then thank you. Little things like that we've learned. And so the customer service here, even when you're waiting for your server, you have to call them. They don't come to the table and ask you how you're doing, or and they actually just kind of stand back and wait for you. They want you to have the best experience. We're in conversation.
Not be interrupted.
Not be
yes.
interrupted. I find that awesome. And so, you know, just some things that we've learned, the customer service here, we have not had a problem with that. I think you could have negative customer service no matter where you go. But here, we've had just such an exceptional experience, meeting new friends.
A variety of cities, a variety of everything.
yeah.
And we've had just great experiences.
Yeah, and we've been to 5 different cities here, 6 different cities, different areas or whatever, not cities, but different areas and some cities. But yeah, we've just really had an exceptional experience.
But aside from Guatape, we really haven't gone to like touristy areas either. We've gone to like where the locals are, right?
So Comuna 13
Okay, yeah, that too,
and
yeah.
Guatape are the 2 touristy places, in my opinion.
But Envigado, Laureles, Sabaneta, like those are all local places, and we've had exceptional experience at all of those.
All
Matter of
of
fact,
them.
they go beyond because they see us
mhm.
struggling a little bit. The Mexican restaurant, right?
Oh, yeah.
They'll bring over the guy who is better at English to serve us because they want to make sure our experience is phenomenal.
That their restaurant, by the way, was in Poblado first, and just 2 months ago opened up in Envigado, and it is at the top of a mountain, and I mean it is like straight down when
I
you
was
leave.
talking about the one up in the plaza, right down the
Oh, you see. Oh, okay.
street. Yeah.
That's a really good
But
one.
yes, no, there's that one that we went for my birthday.
Yeah. So it's really been great. But back to Sadie. So I can't read your writing.
No, I'll go through those.
Oh.
There's a couple things I would-
So then on Monday, like just yesterday, I guess it was, Jorge picked me up, and I asked him to take me because I didn't know if I would need translation help or not.
Right.
For me, I like easy. I don't want to be stressed out. It's hard enough to pack and get ready and then have her with us and get on the plane.
Yeah.
It's, to Miami overnight, then to Detroit. And so I just wanted as frictionless as possible, and if it was within my control, then I could do that. So asking him to help me was perfecto. He went with me. We went to a building near the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take Sadie with me. And 10 minutes I was in and out. But because Veronica had done all of the paperwork, they actually knew her as well. And so it was so easy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And we got back in and hopped in the car and took off. I signed my name twice.
10 minutes in and out.
Dated, and that was it. So, and paid $15, I think was the total. She was about $112, Veronica,
Worth it.
USD.
Yeah.
Completely worth it. And then $15 at this little office. So really easy peasy. And the lady across the desk put the paperwork that Veronica had done for me in order.
Of what they're going to need. That's
Put
amazing.
the permit or whatever, the document from her stamped from Colombia, and paper clipped it, put it back in there, and handed the folder back to me.
Amazing.
So I went on to American Airlines and to Delta, completed the DOT information and submitted all of that. With American, I actually submitted all of the Colombian paperwork as well and uploaded it just to be safe. And I will have to also present that at the counter when we go tomorrow. So it is a lot. And if you can have somebody that is here, it's good to know people here. And we have found that out, and we appreciate it. We're really, really grateful to have that help. We're not here just to get the help,
Well, you mentioned it, and then Jorge says, "Oh, I got somebody,"
Yeah,
and it was just done.
it was just done.
Just
It was
taken
just
care of.
really, really easy. And then through WhatsApp, we communicated. And if I had any questions, and I did, she answered them immediately. But she would always send a heart or a smiley face emoji or something. They're just really, really kind people. And
Yeah.
so we'll definitely use her next year.
So, anything else with Sadie?
That's good for Sadie. She's all set.
A couple things that I want to go over that I added here. So this says behaviors. I want to talk a little bit about our experiences with people.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some things that we love, and I want to talk about some packing and travel tips that we've learned.
Yeah, go for it.
And it'll be pretty quick. So behaviors. We talked a little bit about restaurants and, them wanting to give you the best experience and let you just talk and chat and enjoy. And, that's not always the case in the U.S., right? You almost feel like a number. Get in, get
Yeah.
out, move on to the next one. Your server comes to your table 3 times, and we chalk it up to they're there being attentive. But after experiencing in a different country that you can still maintain control, but not have somebody kind of like breathing down your neck, I just love that. Behaviors in the car, there is no such thing as road rage that we've experienced.
No.
Road rage just doesn't exist. Not in the experience that we've had, and we've been on the road a lot, like almost daily.
I mean, I'm sure people get pissed off here or whatever, but not like it is in the States. Not at all.
No, I mean, it's not, I got cut off. It's somebody fit their way in where they need to go. And guess what? We're all going to end up in the same place anyway, so why be pissed about it? Like, the behaviors that I've noticed of people are just so different and so amazing. Like,
They're driving.
And, even motorcycles, like, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, these motorcycles are splitting lanes and they're filling in certain spots, and that's what's causing backups in traffic. But nobody here thinks about it that way. They just think this is how you get from point A to point B. It just
Stay
is
with
what
the
it is.
flow too.
Yeah, and in America, we'd be upset about that. We'd say these motorcycles are just taking up extra space, and the reality is, it's just everybody's just doing their thing. So there's something to be experienced there, and just learn and just kind of think about it.
And you have to pay attention here. Like, you really, when you're driving, you're always paying attention. Your mirrors,
Right.
You're looking around. It was we saw a couple of accidents, both motorcycles, but it was because the car
Merged into
the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, things that we love. So we'll go back and forth on this. So, I definitely love the experience in restaurants. I love that you get to just, if you want to be in and out in a half hour, you can, or if you want to stick around for 2 hours, you can. To them, it's not.
There's no rush.
There's no rush either way. I also love that tipping is just built in. There is a line item, but it's just built in.
I think it's like 10%, no?
Anywhere from 8 to 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the other thing is, they ask you, do you want it built in on the bill or do you want to do it separately? So you still have the option if you want to have a different amount or pay with cash if you want to, but it's just part of it. It eliminates that awkwardness. They're paid a fair wage, so it's just above and beyond is what the tip is. So I love that. I love that it is not, I mean, in America, you go to anywhere, a coffee shop, and they're asking you for tips.
Yeah.
Like just about anywhere you go, it has become a tipping culture. And my stance has always been just pay people what they're worth, pay them the right amount, and set expectations. But I love that it's just built in. You don't really have to think about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't become a thing, right? And we came here with the expectation of contributing to the community, giving back in the ways that we can. So we make sure that we, like all of our Uber rides, we tip extra because it's money going back to that person, to their family.
And they've done a good job.
And they do, but I don't tip in America for Uber. Partially because it costs 5 times as much to
Oh
go
my
there
God.
via Uber,
So much
but,
more expensive. Yeah.
Okay, anyways, what other things do you love so far?
Oh, you caught me on the spot here. I love that you have to pay for bags here.
Huge.
Huge. I love that. They, I don't even know how much it is.
It's like 5 cents to 10 cents. It's not, I think the most expensive bag we had, which were the ones that you can reuse, were 25 cents.
And I'm not going to lie, because we live in an American culture where it's just plastic bags after plastic bags, and we don't have to pay for anything, so there's no reusing really of anything. You just throw them in the trash.
Right.
Well, it took us a minute to remember to get the bags on top of the refrigerator, so we had this excessive amount of bags.
Huge collection, yeah.
Huge collection. So we decided to reuse those in different ways while here. But yeah, so we started taking our bags back to the grocery store, and some people are, in the U.S. are probably like, well, I always, use.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Love it. Most don't.
Most don't. So it's been really good for us, and so I have 2 great travel bags, but I could use, or big totes that I can use at the grocery store. So I'm going to start taking those and just putting my stuff in those instead of using those plastic bags.
Yeah, we're going to implement in the U.S. that practice because it makes, even if the U.S. doesn't start charging, the practice, the idea of, be mindful of your consumption of things. I like that.
Yeah, that was really cool. I love that they have labels on the foods if it's excessive sugar, excessive sodium, like whatever it might be. I love, 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 and also minimal ingredients in a lot of the stuff. So the juices here, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna have some today and probably tomorrow, but their passion fruit juice, it is so delicious, and it's so, like they do it right there. They use sugar cane, like straight from the cane. Like it's just the difference in how they just cleaner here. The foods are more fresh. They go bad quicker, meaning they're more fresh. And I really enjoyed trying the different foods. Like now to eat the sweet plantain, or even the green plantain, which is not sweet at all, and then putting that little sauce on top of it. Just really having the opportunity and being brave enough, I guess, to try new things that now I have a friend here that I can text and say, hey, what's the recipe for this?
Yeah. Which
is really cool. So we're taking Colombia back to the States with us. And also I think the patience that they have with us learning Spanish and working with us and helping us, and then we actually turn it into, you teach me English, I'll teach you Spanish. I told Jorge, his son doesn't speak English, and I said, I'll do 30 minutes a week with him, like no cost, like just I will be happy to work with him and start to teach him some Spanish because he goes above and beyond for us, you know, so I would be happy to help him, and then see his son when we come back and see what he knows.
Yeah.
I work with kids though, so for me that would just be kind of an honor to be able to do that. So I think that the relationship building here has been really phenomenal. And the dog culture, I love the dog culture here.
Everywhere.
Everybody has dogs, so veterinarians and the pet shops, and Sadie at 2 o'clock today goes to get a bath, and they do such a phenomenal job with her. She's in and out in an hour, and it's extremely inexpensive. I think it's like $15 for her to get bathed and get her nails cut. I would pay 3 times as much probably in the States for that. So, and they love her. Like, they genuinely love their jobs here. People, like, they serve you with just so much respect and amazing customer service. So I don't know. I could go on and on. I could live here.
Yeah,
so.
I wanted to just call out a few things that
It's amazing.
we really love here, and things that are maybe different, you know, because those are some of the things that we're going to miss when we get back home.
Oh, and I love how people greet here. Being from the South, we say, hello, how are you? We hug, whatever. They do the same thing here. And that would be a tip that I would give to folks is make sure you're saying hola or buenos dias or buenos tardes or buenas noches, como estás, como están. Like, make sure that you're really greeting people. That goes a long way here. It's
Even
just
the
common courtesy.
Even the goodbyes are like that. Like,
yeah, ciao.
There's a lot. There's a lot
hasta
of
luego. Yeah.
right, and it's genuine. Which leads us into tips. That's a great tip. So, packing tips. I want to go over a couple of things there. This is pretty much for anything over probably 2 weeks. Any trip that's over 2 weeks. So vacuum bags, get those.
Yeah.
Those have been a complete game changer for us because we had an abundance of stuff, but we're able to fit it all with the vacuum bags.
It's like the little weight thing where you pick it up and you weigh it.
So a handheld weight. We tried to get on the scale and then get on the scale with the luggage. Just not accurate and actually cause an issue with our
Scale.
digital scale. So there's a little weight thing. Get on Amazon. It's like 12 or 15 bucks or whatever, and you clip it onto your package, and then you just lift it up like this.
Perfect.
And it shows you the weight right there. Okay. This is something we didn't do, but I'm definitely going to do going forward. As you're packing, so we had 5 total bags. As you're packing, label your vacuum bags which one it went into, because right now as I'm going through this, I have no idea how to Tetris all this together because I don't remember how we packed it originally. We packed it in a way where it was like, couldn't fit another tube of toothpaste, even if we wanted to. But everything was like the precise weight. I think our biggest one was like 49 and a half, like right at the cutoff. It's going to take a few minutes for me to logistically figure out how to do that. So if you label, this bag had the clothes, and the clothes went in bag number 2. Now you can reassemble it the exact same way as when you left. Makes life a whole lot easier. I brought way too many charging cords. So thankfully Apple changed to the same thing that the rest of the world uses. So one cord will rule them all now. Let's see, what else for general tips and travel tips do we have? Always have cash because you'll run into places that may not take credit card. And we ran into that situation one time. I had quite literally the exact amount of cash that we needed, but we didn't know until it was time to check out. We didn't know until our meal was finished.
Like, we're gonna have hamburgers in just a little bit, and this particular restaurant only takes cash.
Right. Or bank transfer. So with our other phone, with our Colombian phone, I can transfer money from our bank directly to their thing.
But if they don't have a Colombian bank account, it's not
Oh no,
gonna-
they have that already. Yeah. They have bank in Colombia.
Who?
The restaurant.
Oh, I know the restaurant, but if somebody not from here doesn't have a Colombian bank account,
right.
it's not going to matter.
Yeah. So cash is
key, yeah.
Cash is going to be super important to have on you.
Efectivo, right?
Efectivo
is cash.
Okay, what else you got? For
Oh,
tips?
and then if you pay by credit card, they're going to ask you if you want it in one payment or 2.
Cuentas, yeah.
So
Or multiple. So
Or
it's
multiple.
like installments.
installments. They do installments for restaurants here, or grocery store even.
Yeah.
I think for pretty much everything.
Yep.
But they don't do car loans, from what I understand. Like you pay cash for a car, you know. So it's still kind of strange. But so you just ask for one, just to have one payment, and they'll also ask you if you want an invoice. You don't really want an invoice, or if you want a copy of your receipt. Some may, some won't.
Yeah, the only reason you would do that is if you're buying a substantial amount of goods and you needed to declare things and the receipt didn't have the proper line items, or if
Yeah.
you're doing something for tax purposes, or if you're building here and you need to have that, then maybe an invoice might be beneficial, but
But they usually go line by line for you over your receipt, like they go over it with you, so that you know you were charged correctly, or
Right.
if there was a mistake, they can take care
which
of it.
is really nice.
It's
yeah.
really nice.
Transparency.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. It was just the packing stuff I kind of want to go over because I'm in there putting stuff in places and I have no idea how
Yeah.
it's going to fit.
Anything about Ubers? Any tips about Uber? Don't slam the door. Don't slam the door here. You very gently close it. They're very particular about that.
We
and
learned that Uber is in fact still illegal here.
it is illegal still, yeah.
We thought maybe something had changed. I think that might have even been the last episode. It is in fact still illegal. So, you know, if they ask you to sit up front, there's a reason.
Yep.
I think that's it. Our next our next endeavor here is finish packing, go eat.
Try to enjoy a little bit. Sadie has to
Little
get
bit
a
more.
bath. He gets a haircut. I get my nails done.
And then we're
And Ted Lasso, maybe for an hour tonight. Maybe.
depends how the night goes. We're gonna be exhausted.
We're going to be tired. So, guys, thanks for
coming on this journey with us.
coming out and touring with us. We were so busy this whole time that we were here, so we didn't get to do these as often as we really wanted. But
3 months flew.
3 months flew by so quickly. We can't wait to come back. Chad, I think, may vote in
Yes.
2026.
2026, I have the ability to vote, and I think it's a good idea for me to have my voice heard. In a
And he
country.
won't be coming here without me, so like ever. I have to always come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, so take care, everybody, and till next time. What was it? I don't even.
Not keep folding your sheets. It's the other thing.
Keep folding your sheets
Keep living beyond the desk.
beyond the desk. Take care.
Ciao.